Are you? Where you at? Jewels and dreamers, where you are? Where are you? My name is Haji Bakari Sila, and really there are three things. If you own a business and you're a doer, just raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you own a business and you're a doer, you can be a dreamer too, because everything starts from a dream, right? And before it becomes a reality. But dream without execution, it's just not, a cohesive plan to move forward. All right. Another thing I want to talk about really quickly, and this is something that's always happened in my own journey, is making a declaration. All right, making a declaration, setting your goal. For example, how many businesses already have a goal set for 2024? You gotta be intentional about what you want. All right, you gotta have that affirmation. Like I said, affirmation, and then you gotta move forward the execution as well. But it all starts from taking that first step, from showing up. Now, we have a Freedom Business Summit coming up. It's going to be on December 25th at 4 p.m. I want you to be there because think about it. Your business is supposed to be doing certain things on a daily basis in order to grow predictably in 2024 and beyond. Your business got to do certain things predictably to grow. And those things we've experienced a lot, dealing with a whole bunch of small businesses. We call them the 3M3 framework. So, are you 3M3 compliant? Are you 3M3 compliant? In a little bit, I will break it down for you about what really 3M3 is all about. Because if you think about it, in this day and age, your business has to generate leads. You got to capture leads. You got to capture leads, right? You got to capture leads. The first thing you're supposed to do on a daily basis for your business to stay around and really just grow predictably to that multi-six-figure level. You got to be capturing leads, right? The second thing, you have to be nurturing your leads, right? You capture them, you nurture them. And then the third thing, you got to close the deal. All right, you got to close the deal. You got to put them into your calendar, book appointments, and close the deals. So capture, nurture, close. Now, after capturing and nurturing and closing the deals, the next three things, I call them small threes, but but they are still very, very important, and pivotal to your business growth in 2024 will be intentionally asking for reviews, right? Asking for reviews. Because if you've been in business for a while, chances are your service is great. Service that you have a good trade. If people are supporting your business, your service for 3 or more years, chances is great. Even if they're supporting it for a year, chances are your service is great. But the question is, do you have a system in place that actually reach out to these people intentionally to get them to give you feedback, to leave you a review? Reviews is really important, right? So do you have a system in place to do that? The second thing is refer. Do you have a system in place to get reference? Because I'll give you an example. If you're a chiropractor and your average patient is anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, the front of your funnel, $1,000 to $3,000, and the back end of your funnel, the lifetime value, it's just about $5,000. On average. If you're in that situation and you have one person that you're serving very well and you're doing a great job, chances that in the lifetime of that customer, they will refer 3 of their friends and families to you. That's the reason why it's important to take your clients very, very seriously, because when you miss connections with them, it's not just a missed connection, it's a missed opportunity to generate revenue. So how do you nurture your customers? In this day and age, if you have a business that's not SMS, if you have a business phone number that's not SMS enabled, raise your hand. All right? And those are little things that you can actually change really, really quickly. We do that all the time. There's something we call Messenger. I'll tell you a quick story about Joe the Barber. Joe the Barber is one of our clients. And he was telling me about the scenario where one of his clients called Tom. Now we're talking about Tom and Joe. Tom had an interview, so he wanted to dress up and look really groomed, well, so he can show up and show his best, because your first impression is always the last impression, right? So then Tom called Joe's barbershop, and Joe is really busy, like we often are. We're busy just really taking care of, our customers. We're technicians. It will not naturally build for marketing. When we go to school, they don't teach marketing. They teach you how to cut hair. If you go to dental school, they teach you how to drill and build. You drill into people's teeth and you build them. You are a technician. So you don't want to, and oftentimes businesses, the ability to really man the phone calls and do all of the marketing stuff that is necessary for your business becomes something that people just don't want to do, or they don't have the bandwidth, or they just too overwhelmed and busy with other business processes. That's understandable. So back to the story of Joe and Tom. So Tom is going to this interview. He's trying to look really well groomed for his interview, and he calls Joe's barbershop. And Joe, locally here in Atlanta, and Joe is really busy with another customer, so Joe misses the phone call. When Joe misses the phone call, Tom is really frustrated. He's sitting there with his phone in his hand, thinking about his options. Now, Tom has three options. Option number one, he's gonna, just go back to Google and do a search for the nearest barber or the best barber shop in Atlanta, and go forward and find somebody else to go and get his haircut. That's option number one. Option number two, Joe's gonna keep calling. Now, Tom is gonna keep calling Joe's barbershop because that's his guy. He's gonna keep calling and calling and calling. Option number three, Tom is not going to get a haircut. He'll just show up looking all raggedy and busted for the interview. Put in the chat, which option do you think Tom is going to do? But in reality, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened with this story, though. Because Tom calls, and it's a missed call. And then a text messaging get automatically queued and sent to Tom saying, how can we help? From Joe's barbershop account. Like literally, I'm talking about SMS going back and forth. And then Tom is like, well, I need a haircut. All right? And this is all text messaging, because this is the preferred way of communication of your customers in this day and age. Customers want to be reached really quickly, and they want to get reached by text. Think about your own behavior. What proportion of your communication is text messaging, and which one is voice? You just gotta mimic your customers. So basically, the text is going back and forth between Tom and Joe, and then Tom is like, I need a haircut. I need to book an appointment. And Joe's calendar, well, not his calendar, Joe's availability get text back to Tom saying something like, well, on Monday we have an open slot from 3 to 4. On Tuesday we have 5 to 6. On Wednesday we have, and it goes on da 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 da. And then when Tom gets the text back, he looked there and he looked at the availability, and he chose Monday between 1 and 2. All right, and then Tom gets a confirmation back, and everything is happening within minutes, going back and forth testing, right? And Tom get a confirmation back about his appointment being booked for Monday. And then he's happy. He got a text message confirmation, and he also gets an email confirmation. And then Joe. Now let's talk about Joe. The whole time this is happening, guess what Joe is doing? Joe is not the one who's texting Tom back and forth. Joe is actually busy attending to a customer. Joe is cutting hair. So Joel gets an appointment on the calendar while he's still literally taking care of his customer. Go figure. How does that happen? Ladies and gentlemen, in 2024 in the broth, to really get your business to that multi-six-figure level, you got to be doing, three things very well. At first, you got to make your declaration, right? You got to set your goal, just like I said earlier. Right? You got to be intentional about setting your goal. You got to write it down. You got to make it real. All right, that's one. The second thing you got to do is to make sure you have the right systems and processes. It seems as though what's happening with Joel's situation is that he has the right system and processes in place. So even though he's still taking care of this one customer, he's still getting sales. That's what skill and automation can do to you. That's how you leverage tools to grow your business. I mean, you're as good as the tools of your trade. All right? So the whole process is going on while Joe is still busy doing what he's doing, taking care of his customer. And the whole process is facilitated by automation, by intentional follow-up. And that's what the 3M3 system and framework is all about. The ability to give you your time back so you make money. All right? So you literally make money and focus on what you do best or what you love to do best while everything else is taking care of itself in the background. And magically, just like abracadabra, you look at your calendar and there's a book person on there. And what that does is that it gives you superpower, right? Because your customers look at you like, wow, what a service. All right? Your customers look at you and say, wow, what a service. So how customers look at you and say, wow, what a service. And at the same time, you're skilling and growing your business without necessarily being there and doing all the manual work in the system take care of its place. Now, I'm going to tell you, spoiler alert, there's a system called Missed Call Text Back that was responsible for this entire situation. All right, the whole texting and all that, the integration, the ability to tap into Joe's calendar automatically and use AI to find out where the open slots and availabilities are, and then automatically text that to Tom and let him know exactly where the availability, the open slots are for him to book intentionally. That's what I mean when I say you gotta be capturing leads every day. You gotta be capturing people, you gotta be nurturing them, and you gotta be booking them. As you can see, all three of those processes in the 3M system are actually done in just this situation with Tom and Joe. So Tom gets captured by automation, right? He gets nurtured in the booking an appointment, and then he gets an appointment, and then Joel automatically gets paid while he's still dealing with another customer. All right, and we have a Freedom Summit coming up. It's going to be on December 28th, and we're going to be breaking down all the systems and processes responsible for how you can literally transform your business into a multi-6-7-figure business, but using the power of automation is based on our own proprietary system called the 3M3 method. And that's the method I was just telling you guys about. The 3M3, where you capture, nurture, and close deals. And then the system goes right back in there and then follow up to intentionally get reviews. I'm going to tell you a quick story about a sister out of Boston. She had a great hair salon. She's doing really well. Obviously, the fact that she was in business for 8 years is a validation that she was doing something right. But the only problem is that she was in business for 6 years, for 8 years. But when you look at her Google My Business page, she only had 12 reviews. So something about that system just did not make sense. All right? Something about the system just did not make sense. Right? Because if you've been in business, and here's the thing, I'm gonna dive further into the story. I was really talking to her. I said, well, you've been in business for 8 years, right? She said, yes. You've done relatively well for yourself, right? revenue-wise and profit-wise? She said, yes. I said, but how many customers do you see a day? She said, on average, 2. I was like, that would make 60 customers a month. If you even times that by a year, all right? Who's that? Thanks for showing up. If you even times that by a year, that's crazy. The number, if you just look at the numbers is crazy. And the fact that she only had 12 reviews only pointed to one thing, that she's really busy taking care of her business, but she doesn't have the system in place to intentionally follow up with customers and asking for reviews. Because reviews lead to referrals, and referrals lead to re-engagement. All right? Those are the second tier of the 3s. So you capture, nurture, and close the deals, and then you intentionally ask for reviews, you get referral, and you re-engage your customers into buying from you again. Now, when I do consulting with businesses, that's one of the lowest hanging fruit. The ability to tap into customers that already know, like, and trust you. You've already done the work. They're already in there. They're probably in your cell phone, in your spreadsheet. Their own receipts, their own sticky notes. They're all over the place. And the reason why they're like that is because you have these customers all over the place, and you're just leaving a tremendous amount of money on the table. Because if you just take them, put these customers in one place and nurture them, I'm telling you, the opportunity is just limitless. The sky's the limit. And I'm speaking from a real life experience. Quick story, and I'm going to just shut it down on that. Sean, the HVAC contractor, met Sean. Sean's been in business for 20 years. He probably had in his little, in some database somewhere, he had probably 5,000 customers that he'd done business with him before. They know his brand, they like him, but he's never asked them to come back and do more business. He's never asked them to come back and do more business. Instead, he's going out buying leads for $100 from Yelp, buying leads for $40 per lead from Google, $35 per lead from Facebook, when in fact, right in his database, collecting dust, it's a whole bunch of customers he could have really reached out to intentionally. Just make money. Just make money. So when we started working with Sean, I was like, how many customers do you have in your database? He said about 4,000. I was like, have you ever done a win back? He said, no. I said, have you ever re-engaged them? He said, no. I was like, have you ever given them an offer and really invite them to come back and do business with you? He said, no. I'm like, well, you're leaving money on the table. That's the lowest hanging fruit, and that's where we need to start. I promise you that. Within a week and a half or maybe 2, we actually went and sat down and figured out an offer, an irresistible offer that would make his people, his clients, jump over their babies and run through a brick wall and jump up like a like a kangaroo on the trampoline and jump for it. So literally, we created that offer and we text it, because texting. The reason why I'm really bullish about texting is because texting has a 98% open rate. You can still use email. I'm all about the layer approach when it comes to nurturing. You use text, use email. You can even use voice drop. Where, have you ever seen ringless voice drop where you see a missed call and you look up to your phone, the phone didn't ring, but you check your voicemail, you do have a missed call, and then there's somebody telling you about something. So those are the means that we use to nurture. But in this case, we just straight up use text message system marketing. So for the first 400 to 500 clients that we reach out to, Sean had 80 people that raised their hands intentionally and said they wanted the offer we're promoting. The system is set up to send them a link to book an appointment directly if they want to move forward. So they can either raise their hands and say, yes, I want this offer, or they can raise their hands and then take the next step and book. So in the first week, we had 20 people that intentionally book on the calendar. 60 people raised their hands, his own customers, and say, yo, I want the offer. Sean got overwhelmed and called me and said, look, Hodge, this is what we're going to do. He's like, I don't have the support to reach out to all of my clients. So why don't we change the offer? Why don't we change the offer to something that's going to slow them down and give me the ability to catch up? Weird story. This is actually a developing story because we still work with Sean. Okay. So that's one of the ways you can do it. When you're M3M3 compliant and you're capturing, nurturing, and closing deals, and then intentionally reaching out to them for reviews, referrals, and re-engage them to make more money, that's how your business gets set up in the 21st century. In 2024 and forward. So what we're using now, we're leveraging the ability of AI. I tell people, don't let AI scare you. You gotta embrace the revolution, or else your competitors will, and just put you out of business. You don't want that. Okay, so we're here to help you, give you all the tools. If you want to learn more about these stories and how to really set your system up in 2024 and above, you can text freedom. All free. I think I have that code set up as freedom as of now. Freedom to 404-998-4773. And you're going to get a link text to you directly so you can join. Or you can go to webinar.tchmedia.ai. I'm going to put that in the comment so you can register. Invite your friends. It's going to be on December 28th. You really want to end the new year on a good note, but more than that, you want to start. You want to start this year. You want to end this year on a good note, but more than that, you want to start 2024, where you're being very intentional about your business. And just like I said, the three things that are really, really important going forward is you got to implement the 3M3 method. Another thing you got to make sure that you have going forward is that you got to make your declaration. Stop saying no to yourself. Let other people say no to you. If you don't intentionally have a goal for your business, that means you're saying no. Because you got to have something that you're working towards, all right? So you got to do that. There's a great saying that I always go by. A man who says he can and a man who says he can. Of course, that goes for both sexes, right? Men and women. A man who says he can, a man who says he can't are both right. You just got to pick your column. And it really comes from the way you position yourself, from a mindset perspective and how you move forward. Second thing you got to do in 2024 is to have the system and tools, just like Joe's Barbershop. If you have a nail salon, if you have an insurance business, are you intentionally capturing, nurturing, and closing deals automatically on a daily basis? And those are the things that we're going to be talking about at the Freedom Business Summit. So definitely show up. If you have any questions, I'm going to hang out for a little bit. I think I'm going to stop. If you have any questions, I'm going to hang out for a little bit and I can answer your questions, or you can DM me. We can do one-on-one. I'm available, but definitely make sure you sign up for the Freedom Business Summit. And I'll see you there. To all the doers and dreamers, whether you're a doer or dreamer, let's do it. Whether you're a doer, Jermaine, what's up? Hey, whether you're a doer or dreamer, let's go ahead. Let's just scale our business up, man. Let's go ahead and do it. And like I said, reach out to me one-on-one. And I'm here. I'm passionate about this stuff, and I want to help. Okay? My name is Haji Bakari Sila. Love is love. And I see you at the top. I'm going to hang out for a bit. I'm drinking some tea. So I'm going to grab my teacup. If you have any questions, you can hit me up now, or you can hit me on DM. But other than that, I'll see you guys at the Freedom Summit. Just go and register. Webinar at tchmedia.ai, or text the word freedom to 404-998-4773. Or you can use that same number to call me direct. If you want to talk on the phone, you can definitely call me direct. And we'll chop it up and we'll set up your business for success in 2024. My name is Haj Bakari Sila. That's my time. Love is love. Peace. And see you at the top. Salute. Let's see. Oh, someone actually sent me a request. Who's this? I'm not gonna go like that though. I don't know who it is. I can't go live with Sidewalls. You know what? Let's do it. Talking about, man. I was about to go. I was about to get off, but Sidewalk wants to. He wants to go live. Sidewalls,
Uncle, it's me, it's Sadiq.
how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right.
What's good, man? Sadiq, what's
Yeah,
good, man? How are you?
Uncle,
What you got,
Uncle,
man?
Uncle,
What
Uncle don't even
what's your
recognize
question,
me.
man? What's your question, man? Why are you trying to give me a hard time?
I'm not giving you a hard time, Uncle. I know I'm in a direct business. I sell solar panels. So when I hear you like talking about this AI program about generating leads, so
Right.
I'm kind of like curious how it work. Like I'm not a fan of AI, but if it can help me boost my business, I'm all for it.
Oh, I want 100%. You're absolutely right. If it can help you push your business, go for it. Now, AI has some ethical challenges and stuff, but what I usually tell my customers is that forget the ethics. For now, if you can leverage the automation of AI to really grow your business, just deal with that. Some of the ethical stuff we're going to deal with later, but now use it to push your business. Now, let me ask you this question really quickly. How are you generating leads for your business now? How do you put yourself in front of people?
Like
How,
we
how
run
do you get how
ads.
do you get in front of your customers?
So we run a lot of ads, and we have a lot of people that like that basically that will call the company that they basically want that they want solar panels, and we'll get those leads, and I'll follow up and I'll talk to these customers.
Oh, solar panels, right?
Right.
Home services.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So where are you guys running the ads? Are you guys Google or Facebook, or are you guys have another source of lead generation?
Yeah, we do it all like Google, Facebook, YouTube, you name it.
Oh man, you guys are all over. But how is that working though? How you
I
guys
mean,
doing? Are you see the question is that are you guys measuring your return on investment? Because this is an old saying that half my marketing dollars are wasted. I just don't know which half. The question is, are you guys seeing return on your investment?
we are. We get interested customers, people that want to learn more, and we just have to, I follow up with a lot of those customers. So there's definitely there's a return on investment, I can say.
How are you following up with the customers?
Manually, like giving because they do leave their contact, the email, and the phone number that I can call them to speak to them.
We can make your job a lot easier because there's a system you can leverage now to automatically nurture and follow up with the customers and book them. But the only problem is that if we do that, you're gonna be out of business because that's your job. that, that's your job to follow up. No, I'm just kidding. You're not going to be out of business. What it's going to do is that it's going to make you a superhuman. Instead of following up with one person at a time, you're going to have the ability to the system, leverage the system to follow up with all of these people. Can you imagine? Just imagine a scenario where you got 15 or 20 people trying to engage for your service at the same time, but you're only one person. And you're texting this person, sending this email, sending that. But flip it around. Imagine AI responding to all of them while you're standing there watching what's going on. And the only time you actually get engaged is if there's something that the system can now respond to. All right. And you automatically get the text so you can follow up. How much time would that save you? How much time will you get back if you have an ability to leverage the system to do all this follow up and nurturing? Not to
True.
mention, Not to mention, one of the things it does, just like the scenario I was talking about, like the system literally taps into your calendar and see all your availabilities. And they respond to the customer and say, look, on Monday we have open slot. We can come to your house and do this, that, and the third. On Tuesday, That's not you doing it, it's a system doing it. And they automatically book on the calendar, and all the technicians have to do is to just show up at the house and do their installation. So I honestly think we should. I think we should talk. As a matter of fact, I'm really emphatic about it. I think we should talk and see exactly what you guys are doing, and see how we can leverage the systems and processes to really 3, 4, 5, up to 10x your business. Because I was telling you a story earlier about Sean. Sean had all these customers just lying around. The biggest problem was he was not nurturing them. So as soon as we can, in Sean's story, Sean and Bob's stories are really testaments to what happened when you nurture AI, and you really just push for that system approach, when you got the system doing the job, because it's how it's supposed to be. I tell people you can never get your time back. If you miss little Johnny's baseball game when he was 5, you're never going to get that time back. Time goes in one direction forward. The only way you can leverage time is through automation. You get system, you get people to really do what you have actually perfected, so they can do it while you sleep, so they can do it while you're on vacation, so they can do it while you're hanging out with your family, so they can do it while you're hanging out with little Johnny at the basketball game. So that's what automation does. Now, if you have a CRM, I'll definitely like to know a little bit. If you have a CRM, a client relationship management database, I'll definitely want to know more about that. If you phone's about to die, this phone's a hitter. If you don't have one of those, then definitely it's time for you to leverage, because you can go from from being, because here's what happened. I'm gonna tell you this intentionally, especially with the HVAC industry. Google gives you anywhere from 1 to 4x return on your investment. Facebook is a little bit smaller, because in Facebook and other in social media, you're interrupting people. They're on Facebook trying to hang out with their friends, and you're interrupting them and say, "Yo, buy my stuff." But in Google, people are really intentional about what they want. I'm looking for a barber near me. They're further down the sales funnel. So Google gives you a little bit more than Facebook does. But how about, what would it be like if you have the ability, still using Google and Facebook, but instead of doing 1 to 4, now you're doing 1 to 15? Because the biggest problem, biggest drop off, our biggest problem collectively as small businesses is our inability to follow up. We can't follow up enough. Think about your own situation. If you have 10 customers engaging you at the same time, chances are something's going to get left behind. So we definitely need to talk about how we can implement TCH Media AI, and register for the webinar, because
Sure.
we really lay it out. We lay the whole thing out. And if you have people in the company that you're working with, definitely bring them through, so we can all have a party and talk about intentionally. My mom always said there are two kind of people: people who are smart and people who are wise. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. All right? So there are a lot of
Absolutely.
things that we already learned and we put together, and we're going to be talking about all of that stuff on the webinar. So definitely you should sign up for it.
Absolutely. I will. I
And,
will. Yeah, we'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
in touch.
And if you want to talk to me, directly off the live, that's fine. You have my direct phone number. But I also tell people you can call me at 404-998-4773. Leo, that's my phone number. I'm gonna pick
Yeah,
it up.
sure I will. All right, cool.
Today,
So
it's
yeah, we'll
not.
be in
It's
touch.
nice talking to you. So, oh, yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
My phone's about to die, so I'll catch up with you later. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
all right. All right, cool. Peace.
All
Take
right,
care.
guys. Thank you for hanging out. Love is love. See you at the top. All right. DM me if you have a question. All right. Bye.